Hello, welcome to Secret Zone. Subscribe and turn on notifications for stories you won't forget. My name is Elena, a young woman in my early 30s, and for years I believed I was living a perfect, calm life. My husband is a man in his early 30s as well, kind, dependable, and trustworthy, the type of partner everyone admires. Our mornings were predictable, our evenings quiet, and our life seemed orderly. But beneath the surface, I felt numb. I woke up, went through the motions, and fell asleep without ever feeling fully alive. One evening, while scrolling on my phone, a post caught my eye. Local dance sessions open to everyone, singles and couples. I hadn't danced in years. Something about it intrigued me, the idea of stepping into a new, lively space. I mentioned it to my husband, who encouraged me immediately without asking questions. That Friday, I walked into the studio alone. The room was filled with young people my age, the music soft and lively, and everyone moved with energy. I felt nervous but excited. Each glance at the smiling dancers in the bright, polished studio made me feel a part of me stirring, a part that had been asleep. Little did I know, this small, seemingly harmless decision would lead me into emotions, attention, and temptations I never expected. As I adjusted to the studio, the nervousness faded, replaced by excitement. That's when I noticed Hima, young man, also around 30 to 35, confident, charming, fully present. He had a warm smile and an approachable energy. When we met, he said I looked like I belonged there, and just like that, the room faded away. His attention made me feel alive in a way I hadn't felt in years. We danced together, laughing, spinning, and moving with the music. The joy was light and innocent, yet exhilarating. Each step reminded me of who I used to be before routines and responsibilities dulled my spirit. After that night, I found myself thinking about him often. I convinced myself it was harmless, that it was just fun and freedom. But his presence awoke feelings I had long forgotten. Every compliment, every smile, every shared laugh made my heart race and brought me back to life. But it also drew boundaries that I hadn't prepared to face. What began as a dance session became a regular habit. Our conversations extended beyond the studio, with short messages during the week. He noticed small details about me, my expressions, my laughter, my gestures, and praised them. I told myself it was innocent, that I was only reconnecting with joy. But secretly, I craved the attention. My husband remained loving, calm, and trusting. Yet I realized I was drifting emotionally. I longed for the spark I hadn't felt in years, the feeling of being chosen and noticed. Every meeting with this young man, every small gesture, drew me closer, and I began to feel excitement. I shouldn't have. It was a mix of guilt and exhilaration, a dangerous pool I couldn't ignore. I knew the line was near, and I feared the moment I might cross it. The attention made me feel alive, yet it also forced me to confront what was missing in my marriage and inside myself. One night, long after the others left, the studio was quiet, softly lit, and the music played in the background. The young man stepped closer, and suddenly, it wasn't about dancing anymore. My heart raced as I thought of my husband waiting at home, young, caring, trusting, and completely unaware. For a terrifying moment, I didn't want to return. I wanted the attention, the feeling of being seen. We stood close enough to feel each other's breath, and then I stepped back. My hands trembled as I realized that happiness built on deception isn't real. I left the studio, carrying guilt heavily in my chest. When I got home, my husband slept peacefully on the couch, the room softly lit, dinner untouched on the table. That image reminded me of what truly mattered. I deleted all contact and never returned. Since then, my husband and I began rebuilding intentionally. We laugh, talk, explore, and try every day. Trying something new didn't fix my life, it revealed Italiano. I understood the fragility of loyalty, the danger of unspoken needs, and the power of attention misused. I don't think about the other man anymore, but I remember the version of myself, brave enough to admit I wasn't okay. Nearly losing everything leaves a quiet loneliness that whispers, reminding you how precious honesty, forgiveness, and love truly are. And sometimes, the bravest choice isn't chasing something new, it's choosing what you already have. I almost lost everything chasing a thrill, but the bravest choice isn't something new, it's choosing what truly matters. In that choice, I finally found myself again, and my marriage became real, intentional, and ours.